wanted to have a lot more energy in the first live, but then the way India played, I think that's why our energies would be a little down. But then thank you so much for whoever has joined us in this live. Let me first tell you that India has been bowled out for just 119 against Pakistan, and they haven't managed to play the full overs as well. I have Siddhant with me. Siddhant, yes, we all thought that it's going to be a one-sided contest. You at least gave Pakistan 20% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Though the match is still not over, and we are still hoping for an Indian win. But it looks very tough from here on, unless our bowlers produce some magic. But then what do you make of the score?
Love, I have to say, first of all of us are a little sad. The entire newsroom vibe is gone after seeing India bat the way they did. And considering where we were, at 89 for 3, with Rishabh Pant going great guns.
And in just 11 overs, by the way.
And with just 11 overs, and at that time you really thought that perhaps India are going to put, at least get to 160. Even if not 160, 150 was looking very likely.
Right.
But unfortunately for India, from 89 for 3 to 96 for 7, and then everything fell apart. One by one, the wickets kept falling. And I have to say, the batting also did not look sensible for the most part of it.
Now, just analyzing those batters quickly there. First one to go was Virat Kohli, and why we analyzed Virat and Rohit was just for the simple fact that Pakistani bowlers were also planning for them, and I think their plan was successful. Would you say?
I think, but at the same time, see, we always knew that the pitch in the first few overs is going to be difficult. You knew that, like, because of what we have seen in the past few games. And at one point, you remember I told you I don't mind being 20 for 2
right,
if India can manage to keep those wickets, and it looked like that. They promoted Akshar Patel up the order, sort of gave him a chance, and even though he struggled in his very first over that he faced, after that you thought maybe it was the right choice. It reminded me of Irfan Pathan playing in that Greg Chappell era,
right,
where he was promoted to number 3, scored that 80 odd runs against Sri Lanka in his first innings at number 3. I thought maybe Akshar could do something like that, but then after those wickets, after Akshar got out, everything fell apart. For one moment you thought Rishabh Pant is probably going to score a 50, going to get you to a big score, but then nothing happened.
Nothing happened, and let me just quickly throw up a few stats over here. This is actually the first time ever in T20 internationals that Pakistan has managed to bowl out India. That's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy. They've never bowled out India before.
They've never bowled out India in a T20 international.
Wow.
Now talking about Rohit and Virat, a little more. There's a very interesting stat about Virat Kohli. When he's batting one down, there's just once in 24 innings in T20 internationals that he has been out in single digits. And when he has batted at other positions in T20 internationals, so he has batted for about 3 innings in T20 World Cups, and on all those 3 occasions, he has been out in single digits.
Okay, I actually want to ask you one thing. Weren't we the ones, all of us, I think, put together, were asking for Virat's inclusion as the opener? I really don't want to read too much into this. Yes, 2 innings, 1 run in 1, and 4 runs today hasn't helped India's cause at all. But yes, I agree on these pitches. Probably Virat Kohli would have been much more suitable if he was batting in his original position at number 3. But then once you have decided that you're going to open with him, because that's where you get the best out of him in T20 cricket, you have to just ensure that you keep doing it. You can't waver now, because next game you might think maybe we'll get Yashasvi Jaiswal in, probably shore up the batting. But what it does is really playing that extra batter did not help us today, even though Akshar Patel scored those 20 runs. But got to say, despite having 8 batters, it was horrendous batting from a few of them. Shivam, Dube was struggling. Suryakumar, Yadav couldn't score at faster than 100, like his strike rate was below 100. Jadeja got out first ball. So, in all, even Hardik Pandya for that matter, I was actually very disappointed with him in that one over, Naseem Shah over, where after Arshdeep Singh faced the last ball, Arshdeep Singh went for a single and he wanted the second run, so that Hardik Pandya would have been on strike on the very next over, but that did not happen.
Because he might have miscalculated on that.
Hardik just said no to Arshdeep.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. They could have very well looked at having somebody if you want a better batter at the striker's end, right? When it's especially the death overs, we did not see that. We did not see that with Hardik Pandya, and I was very pissed. He was 1 run of 8 balls, and then what did he do? One edge that went for a boundary, another edge that was stopped at the boundary, and after that he got out.
Yeah.
So very disappointed.
Now a couple of things.
Yeah.
Kuldeep Yadav didn't play, and I think we badly need him. Okay, let's leave that aside. But then Akshar Patel, when he came out to bat at number 4, Indian management clearly wanted another left-hander, despite Pant being there out in the middle. But have they lost their faith in Yashasvi Jaiswal that despite having an opener who is a lefty, they opted for Akshar Patel to bat at number 4 because they needed a left-hander batter there. So does that say that Yashasvi Jaiswal is not going to play this tournament?
No, I think it's more to do with the combinations. They are looking at an extra batter and a bowler, like somebody who can do both. Even though I think Yashasvi Jaiswal can also fill the role of an all-rounder every now and then. He has actually bowled a lot in domestic cricket, can double up as a spinner, but clearly they wanted Akshar to be in the side, and that's why Kuldeep Yadav, for that matter, forget Yashasvi Jaiswal. Kuldeep Yadav is missing out on the 11 because you want to play Akshar Patel because of his batting.
Can't believe that.
You were confident yesterday when we were discussing that Kuldeep, they are keeping him for Pakistan game. They're going to keep him, he's going to be in the 11, you see. And I told you I don't expect it because clearly they wanted to have Akshar in the side because they think Akshar gives them a better batting experience, because Kuldeep, of course, is not a great batter in his own right. But when it comes to bowling, you always will pick Kuldeep Yadav.
Always.
And on a pitch like this, where every batter is anyway struggling, why won't you pick a bowler who is actually a match winner, a wicket taker? I am very disappointed with the Indian management. I don't know what all they are trying to do right now. But deciding not to keep Kuldeep Yadav in the 11, I really can't make sense of it.
No one can. What surprises me even more is that I think history is repeating itself. It's Kuldeep Yadav now, and in 2021 it was Chahal, in-form leg spinner who didn't get to play the World Cup. And Kuldeep Yadav, despite being in that squad, despite him being in form, you remember we were having a discussion where I said that 3 people out of this 15-member squad who are actually in form are Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah.
But not picking Kuldeep, I cannot justify that. I cannot.
Nobody can. See, the problem with this Indian side is, yes, of course, everybody is going to say that we are saying this now in hindsight, but we have been backing Kuldeep Yadav to be in that 11 even before the first game happened. Boss, he was bowling so well. He got injured during the IPL for a brief while, but Kuldeep should have always been there as part of this 11, because what we saw after he came back from that injury during the IPL also, that he was so good. He took 3 wicket hauls, 4 wicket hauls, and on a pitch like this, by the way, a lot of people are going to say that the pitch is conducive for pace bowling, probably not going to turn at all, but it was turning quite a bit.
It was turning. And I think this is also a discussion which we'll probably have after the game is over, because I think India still got a chance. Because Pakistani batting is not that great. We know that.
It's not that great, love, but you have to say they have a target inside. They know exactly what pace they need to go at. And when you have, like yesterday
you saw literally run a ball.
It's run a ball. They need 120 runs to win this game. And when you look at what happened with South Africa yesterday also, because they had that target inside, even though they lost those 4 wickets early on, they could pace their innings accordingly. And I think that is why I was worried yesterday when I said that the toss could be actually
we were actually worried about the toss. We actually discussed this yesterday, that toss will be very, very crucial, and the moment Pakistan won the toss, it was advantage Pakistan from there on. But then I am still hopeful that Indian bowlers might just pull off something. But then even if they do, this sort of batting cannot just go under the carpet, right? And now let's analyze one more guy, Rohit Sharma, whom I think that not many people question just because he's the Indian captain, he picks himself. You remember you asked me in the beginning of the tournament when India hadn't played the Ireland game, that whom in this squad you feel that shouldn't have been there, and I picked Rohit Sharma. Despite him getting that 50 against Ireland, I still stand by that, because I think you have to pick your players who are in form. I know most of the people will bash me for saying this, but then on form, Rohit Sharma didn't deserve a place there. On names, on paper, you needed to have Rohit. He's the captain. You needed to have Rohit Sharma.
Irrespective of whatever you and I think, at the end of the day, he's the captain of the side. You
Right.
can't remove him from the 11. You will have to play him. But unfortunately for me also, I believe Rohit Sharma has not been up to the mark for quite some time now in T20 cricket.
And can I quickly throw in a stat here?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So Rohit Sharma, you people might remember that he got a 30 not out in that game against Pakistan in 2007 World Cup final.
Yeah.
Since then, in 5 innings, Rohit Sharma averages just 10.2 against Pakistan in T20 World Cups. In
Wow.
5 innings he has played.
And
5 innings.
5 innings, and I think his record against Pakistan over
That is also very bad.
Is not great. Forget that. The T20 World Cup last time around in Australia, what 119 runs we discussed the other day, struggled most.
Despite getting a 51, his total score, total runs actually were 116, and he averaged way below his par. And I think that has been the story of Rohit Sharma in T20 World Cups, right? He has been costing India a lot in those marquee events.
See, now, of course, everybody will say you are trying to bash him because India did not bat well. But if you can go back and see our previous clips also, you will find that we have always questioned Rohit Sharma's place in the 11.
Right.
Yes, he's the captain, he's a good captain. But as a batter in the side, as an opener in the side, I genuinely feel India have got better options. At the same time, I also feel Shivam Dube is going to be under fire massively because of his performances.
Absolutely.
Like whatever we have seen of him in the past few games doesn't quite cut it at the international level. Now you feel that this was the guy they got into the 11 at the expense of somebody like a Rinku Singh, who usually I believe puts a bigger price on his wicket. Yes, Dube scored those maximums on those flat tracks in India, but right now he's struggling. How many runs he scored? 3 runs on 9 balls?
Yeah, I was about to say that. To be fair to him as well, I think he hasn't got those sort of pitches as well. Had there been pitches which were good for batting, I'm not saying very good for batting like 250, 300 totals, but then decent wickets as well, we would have seen a better side of Shivam Dube. But these tracks in New York, I think it is not suitable for Shivam Dube's power hitting.
It is not suitable.
It isn't.
But I guess we'll now end it at that and then come back and discuss what really happens. Let's hope.
The
let's hope
Pakistan
that
innings have started and they have scored 3 runs on the first ball.
let's hope the Indian batters, did not put up a fight, but at least the Indian bowlers can show their true worth. I'm really banking and hoping for a Jasprit Bumrah show. In New York.
Absolutely, we'll back them till the very end.
So let's see, and see you guys after the match.